the places as well. Ooh, okay. I've got this little monitor here that just popped up. Okay. I'm waiting for a few more people to join on in. Oh, this is we're now live. Okay. All right. Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. Hey guys, welcome to another amazing live session. This is Dr. Rachel Gainsborough with Short Term Gems. I am so glad that you're here. We're going to allow a few more people to come on in, come on in, come on in. Guys, my goal is to make sure that we reach out to as many people as possible, especially those who are kind of curious about what real estate has to offer. So, with that being said, do me a favor, give me some hearts, some likes, some thumbs up to let me know and let the algorithm know that you can see us, you can hear us. This helps us to get our message out to a whole lot of other spaces, okay? So let me take a look. I'm getting a thumbs up from the team. Okay, so I'm no longer sharing screens. I am going to be focused on you all. So, guys, feel free to let me know where you are diving in from. Just a little intro of myself. I help busy professionals, doctors, just like you, create life changing income streams through smart, no nonsense real estate investing, where we focus on less is more. This is my superpower, is finding those gems of properties that are high profit and showing you exactly how to use my same strategies that will not eat up your time. I also host a top 10 podcast, the Luxury Rental Doctor podcast, where I break down real estate to you into easy, actionable steps to help you achieve financial freedom without hassle. Today we're diving into another specific amazing Q&A session. We're focusing primarily on funding, how our doctors are overcoming barriers and finding funding for their first or next real estate deal. Okay, so this is an opportunity to ask me anything, to let me know what you're struggling with getting started with real estate investing, getting started with your first cash flowing property. So go ahead, start diving in. Let me know where you are dialing in from. Start dropping your questions in the chat. I see members on Facebook, members on Instagram, on YouTube, joining in LinkedIn as well. So do not miss out. We love to do these sessions every couple of weeks. So this is not as common as I would love it to be, but nevertheless, let's address each and every one of your questions. Let's go ahead and get started. I want to move a couple of things over to make sure that I'm seeing the questions pop up. Okay, I've got the questions and comments popping up right over here. Okay, fantastic. All right, so without further ado, let me dive in to question number one. Question number one is, okay, can you tell me more about DSCR loans? Okay, so this is such a great question. So a DSCR loan is a debt service coverage ratio loan. So what does that mean? So this is the type of loan that individuals use when they want a property purchase to not impact their personal credit score. Very, very important. Oh, it looks like my situation's kind of moved over to the side and it's driving me bananas. Okay. Hang on, guys. I don't know how to do any of this graphic stuff. Okay, so again, the DSCR loan is when we are leveraging a specific type of loan that we can leverage for an investment property, and it should not impact your debt to income ratio. It shouldn't show up on your balance sheet, so to speak, and it allows you to have more opportunities to scale strategically and purchase more properties because it shouldn't go against your debt to income ratio. That is the goal of the DSCR loans. Now, does it happen each and every time? Not necessarily. You want to be well informed. You want to make sure that your property is set up in the right entity to make sure that this occurs without a hitch, and you want to make sure you're using the right lenders to make it happen as well. Okay, so that is what the DSCR loan is. But there's something really important about the DSCR loan that you need to be aware of. What I like about the DSCR loan is that although the interest rates are going to be higher than your typical FHA loan, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, conventional loans, they want to ensure that the debt service ratio does not fall below 1.5, meaning the revenue that the property produces should be 1.5 more or 1.5x more than the actual mortgage. Okay, so that's a little bit protective. I like that number to be 2x or greater at least. It's not always feasible. However, if it's lower than 1.5, if it's closer to 1, less than 1, what that's indicating is that the revenue that you're bringing into the property is not going to cover the loan, right? So I have a lot of questions. Why is that happening? What's going on? Is it that the property is not optimized? Is it not generating revenue because of how it was managed in the past? Or is that a market inefficiency, right? So make sure you understand those situations in order to ensure that not only are you covering your debt, you're covering your expenses, and you're taking home at least a couple of $1,000s a month, because we want to make sure we're running a business that is most profitable. Okay. All right. So the next question is, will there be information at the retreat coming up about the DSCR loans? Okay. So this is such a great question. So who asked that? David Ty. Thank you for asking that question. That is a great question. Oh, and we have quite a few people who have joined us. Welcome, friends. Oh, welcome, welcome, welcome. I see quite a few of you on Instagram. Can I interact? Am I allowed to interact? I don't think I can interact. Okay, so let's talk about it. Yes, we're going to be sharing a lot of information about your funding stack. One of the first things that you want to do in order to get the attention of the right realtors is to develop a great funding stack where you understand clearly where your down payment is coming from, as well as where the mortgage loan is coming from. And so I'm bringing in my top guns. I'm giving you access to my top guns, the top lenders, as well as an exercise that we will complete together, your hidden money matrix, in order to draw out, well, where are my funds? Is there an opportunity to leverage a specific SDIRA? There are so many different ways to come up with those down payments, and we will explore that together. Okay. So thank you for asking about that question. Yes, I have got you covered. And we will work on this together as part of your implementation at our amazing retreat. And of course, I would love to share this information for those who are just joining. We have an in-person retreat coming up in beautiful Serenbe, Georgia this October. Only 20 attendees max. Okay, we've only got 3 spots left. So this is your chance to dive in if you're looking to get started with real estate investing. We're looking for those who are serious and who are ready to really dive into our strategies. These are the strategies that our community members are using, and we're going to implement during the retreat. Bring your laptop, and you will learn and discover exactly how just 2 properties could bring in more income than your full-time W-2 job, which is what has occurred for members inside of our community. And you will discover how we are leveraging tax strategies to make it all happen. You also get access to all of my step-by-step guides, templates, methods, even before you attend the retreat. I want to make sure that you're set up for success, that your bookings never run dry, but I want to make sure that you're a right fit. Okay. So the room, those that are showing up in the room, guys, are absolutely next level. So comment in the chat below, grow, and I'll get you on our calendar. We'll hop on a quick call just to chat about the details just by commenting grow. We'll get you the link. If you wouldn't mind, if you're on YouTube, it's kind of tricky to get in touch. So comment, grow, and then provide us either your email address or your phone number if you're comfortable with that. We're not here to sell you. Again, we want to make sure that you are a right fit and we're a right fit. We can help you. So I can't wait to connect with each and every one of you and help you to get to that next step for 2024, getting that property in your portfolio, because this is your final year to take advantage of some massive tax saving. There's a 60% tax savings that I want to make sure you're taking advantage of. And this is something we share inside of our community because not a lot of people know about this. Okay. All right. So from there, I have a question that came in about gap funding. Okay. So what are the advantages of gap funding, such as Nectar financing for active rentals? I love this question. We have 2 companies that we work with specifically to help out with gap funding. One of the doctors inside of our community had a renovation project that not only went a little bit longer than they were expecting, but the budget was busted wide open, meaning, oh my gosh, I need another $50,000 to make this work. And so we're in a partnership with specific hard money lenders and lenders that provide that gap funding that was able to lend both him and his wife a nice healthy amount to finish up that project. So they just went through I would say an optimization, a property optimization. They put in a pool to really help this property to stand out from the crowd and to be available year round. Okay, so a heated pool can extend your booking season and really put you on the map. So, really excited for them. They went ahead and launched this property recently, got $30,000 worth of bookings within a few days of launching, which was amazing. He was expecting the nightly rate to be around $500, $600 per night. Ended up getting $1,500 per night on a property whose purchase price was $530,000, but they did put quite a bit of work into it. So they forced a whole lot of appreciation into it. And now they're going to cash out, refi, pay back the gap funding lender, and move on and get their next property. So hopefully that's helpful. These hard money loans, we don't love them, but they come in coming in at the right time. They could really save you in a pinch. They are our loans of last resort. However, there is a time and there is a place to take advantage of them, especially if the after repair value of your property is quite high and you can pull that revenue back out to pay back those lenders. So, really, really good question. Okay, next question I have here. Okay, do I need a large down payment to start investing in real estate? Okay, so I love this question. This is one of the most fundamental questions that we hear inside of the community. It's also, I would say, one of the biggest myths. One of the biggest myths is that you need a really large down payment to get started. Not true at all. Okay, so consider using a 10% down loan for your Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. These are second home loans. Some of the members of our community have used a doctor's loan, a doctor's mortgage loan, which is 0% down and no PMI, which is awesome. However, it has to be an owner occupied property to start out. Last time I checked that product. So our members start out owner occupied, house hacking a portion of it. And house hacking means where you have a property that has either a finished basement or a casita or a granny flat or even a duplex that you can rent out another portion of that property and you occupy a portion as well. And so they're able to take advantage of that in a few years, depending on that particular loans. I would say the terms of service for that loan, they can then turn the property into a rental and move on. I call these my live and flips. So I live in one, set it up, um, and I make some improvements, some capital improvements, force a little appreciation into it. I don't like major construction projects, and then I move on to the next property. So I did that quite a bit while we were battling student loan debt, turning the house hack into a short-term rental, midterm rental to pay down the debt. It worked really well for us. Dr. Ayush inside of our community, he is doing the same. He's leveraging a house hack. The house hack revenue that's coming in is covering his monthly expenses. And now he was able to purchase a short-term rental with his income, and now he's going to purchase another. Okay. All right. So, guys, keep the questions coming in. This is very, very good. Okay. Next question up is from Meller. Love that question. Okay. Next question is, what if I don't have a W-2, but I have a 1099 and I have my own business? Would I qualify for a mortgage? Okay. These are all great questions, guys. I want to preface it. I didn't say it before, but I want a disclaimer that provide you a disclaimer that I am not a mortgage professional. I'm not an attorney. I'm not a lender. I'm not a tax strategist. I'm just a girl who's done this again and again. And I am the host of a beautiful, powerful community. This is all they do. So I just share the information, but I do have some experts inside of our community. I continue to interview them, and I will be interviewing them very, very soon. Okay. So if you do not have a W 2, you have a 1099, or you have your own business, you're self employed, those members of our community have been able to take advantage of what is called a bank statement loan. Now, bank statement loans do not require W 2 or traditional tax returns. As a matter of fact, if you have a lot of paper losses, so you look like, oh my gosh, the IRS is like, okay, this person didn't make any money. However, you're making a lot of money, but you have a lot of expenses. The bank statement loan, they're reviewing your bank statements essentially, right? So they see that a lot of money is coming in, and because of that, you can get funding. Dr. Jones has a med spa and a medical a surgical center for plastic surgery. Does not have a W 2, has a lot of expenses, but was able to take advantage of a bank statement loan, not having to use traditional tax returns. That is another option that is out there for you as well, Malor. Hopefully that helps. All right, next question is for Angelique. Angelique says, how can I use my W 2 income for better loan terms? Okay, so this is a great question. So, this is a juxtaposition for what we just heard from Malor. If you don't have a W 2, there is help. But if you have a W 2, this is a great and a strong position to be in if you have a W 2. So do not let your W 2 just burn you to a crisp and you not take advantage of the fact that you have a great work history and a great income. I tell our members inside of our community, avoid rage quitting. I want you to avoid rage quitting. And I want your focus to be on how do I take advantage of this W income to make sure that I'm in a better position to get some of the best terms that are out there. A strong W 2 where you have a work history of 2, 3, 4 years, it really puts you in a position where you can qualify for some of the best loan rates. I almost said insurance, where you can qualify for some of the best loan rates, conventional loans. You can qualify for lower down payments, particularly if you have a lower debt to income ratio. Okay. So take advantage of your W 2, take advantage of that amazing clinical income. Do not put it at risk so that you can take advantage of what is out there and what's available to you. And again, that is better interest rates, better down payments or lower down payments. I think lower is better in terms of down payments, but it's not a one size fits all. Dr. Lee inside of our community just closed on a property that she got some of the best rates that you can get today, as well as a lower down payment because of her W 2 income. She was able to close, I want to say back in July, and actually she closed in June on one property. And then in July, she was able to close on another property. For that one, she actually used a DSCR loan because this is property number 3 for her. And due to the purchase price, her debt to income ratio was a little bit higher. So she had to then use a DSCR loan. One of the strategies we use inside of our community is we'll use a conventional loan, then a DSCR loan, a conventional, then a DSCR loan, because oftentimes by the time you get to the third or fourth property, now your block is like, oh my gosh, will I ever be able to purchase another property? Because yeah, that debt of $300, $400, $600,000 is quite high, right? And then the income hasn't caught up yet. Like your short-term income, it takes about a year for the insurance for the lender to feel comfortable to count that as income that's coming in against the debt to income ratio, to use it as a part of that ratio. And so I would say alternating conventional loan or alternating that vacation home loan, the second home loan that's part of the conventional path, alternating that with a DSCR loan, which is on the business lending path, is a great way to continue to have purchasing power and continue to purchase properties in the marketplace. Okay. So hopefully that helps. Let's see. I am looking for a few more questions. Guys, continue to drop your questions in the chat. Feel free to continue to drop any and all questions that you may have in the chat. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, are there any funding programs for doctors or medical professionals? Okay, this is such a great question, David. David, welcome back with that wonderful question. Yes, there are funding programs specifically for medical professionals. The Physicians Home Loan is a funding program specifically for medical professionals. That one is tailored to those who are looking for a home that they're going to live in. So it has to be a primary home loan. The interest rates are pretty decent on those. Last I checked, don't quote me. And what's the biggest advantage for those loans is that it's typically a 0% down and no private mortgage insurance. Okay, that is one of the funding programs that is available for physicians. The other loan that's available specifically for physicians is a doc to doc lending. Doc to doc lending is a company that we work with. They're the hard money lender that I shared a little bit earlier in that example for the members in our community. So if you require some gap funding to close the gap, quote unquote, hence gap funding, doc to doc lending is your go-to. I think they lend anywhere from $10,000 to $100,000. Okay, so that is your option as well. All right, so let's have a look. Let's have a look here. Hang on. Okay, Dr. Mrs. Double Leo. Okay, welcome, Dr. Mrs. Double Leo. Thank you for joining us. Let's see here. Your question is, hang on, we've actually talked about that. All right, let's see. What are the benefits? Okay, what are the benefits of a second home loan? Okay, I love the second home loan. The second home loan comes in a variety of names, a variety of shapes, a variety of sizes. Second home loan is also known as a vacation home loan or vacation rental loan. And the reason I love this particular loan is because you get to put a 10% down. Usually with vacation rentals, you need or investment property, you need a 25% down. With the second home loan, you get to put 10% down. These are typically backed by Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. I like the Freddie Mac version better because I don't have a mileage limitation associated with it. So these are extremely accessible. I recommend every member of my community to use a second home loan when you're getting started if you're looking to hold on to as much cash reserves as possible. Okay. Dr. Kim inside of our community, she just leveraged a second home loan. Just last month, she closed on July, I want to say end of July, sometime end of July, don't quote me. And she was able to purchase her very first vacation rental in Gulf Shores, Alabama. It allowed her to really enter into that market with just 10% down, which was perfect. She had enough money left over for furnishings and all the things. Okay. So, second home loan, absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. Okay. The next question is about stocks. Okay. So, question is, how do I use my stocks? Who's asking this question? Okay, Moira. Can I use my stocks as a down payment? So that is a great question, Moira. I think this is something that not a lot of people know that's available out there. You can definitely pledge your stock portfolio as collateral depending on who your servicer is. Andreen inside of our community, she pledged her stock portfolio as collateral for a property that she just closed on in San Antonio. What I love about that, it really allows her to maintain the value of that investment. She just has to pay it back. And so she gets to keep that portfolio. I think it was with Charles Schwab or something, or one of those servicers, and maybe it was Fidelity or T. Rowe Price. I don't remember. Well, either way, yes, she used that to close on the deal, which was awesome. But she's going to pay that back with the proceeds that she earns from her short term rental. So all great questions. You guys are getting kind of advanced here, which is awesome. All right, I think we're kind of, I'm not seeing too many more questions coming. These were all great questions, guys. These were all really, really good questions. Let's see. Okay, I've answered that. Okay, I think that's probably a wrap, guys. Okay, so I see a question about funding. Yep, I've already answered that. All right, so guys, let me know. Continue to drop any questions that you have in the chat. If any questions arise regarding funding, feel free to comment grow if you want to hop on a quick call. Let's chat about what your goals are, specifically where you are now and where you want to be as it relates to real estate investing. I know I shared a little bit earlier. If you comment grow in the chat, we'll connect and chat with you about the details of our upcoming retreat in beautiful Serenbe, Georgia, just 30 minutes outside of Atlanta. Otherwise, if you comment grow, we will connect with you and make sure that we can connect and see where you are and see if we can help you. Our goal is to help over 1,000 members of our community to gain financial freedom before 2025. And I think we can do it. I think we can do it together. We're at 427 so far of members of our community who are cutting back, who are working 0.5 FTEs. They're cutting back, they're working part time, which is amazing, right? That is my goal for you. If that's your goal for you, if your goal is to cut back a little bit, you, my friend, are in the right place. I would love to connect with you. Comment the word grow. Let's stay connected, and I look forward to seeing you on the inside. I think we're gonna wrap it up. We've gotten some really, really good questions tonight. Love you all to the moon. And that's a wrap. Bye bye for now.